Is carbon credit farming the golden ticket to sustainable African land ownership, or just another cash crop that will leave the land barren? Let's delve into this intriguing concept. Carbon credit farming, in essence, is a practice that allows landowners to earn credits by maintaining and enhancing carbon-storing vegetation on their lands. These credits can then be sold to organizations seeking to offset their carbon emissions, thus creating a promising market. What's cooking in this market? A global appetite for carbon credits is booming, and African landowners are uniquely positioned to serve up a generous portion. Blessed with vast tracts of carbon-rich forests and soils, they could play a pivotal role in the fight against climate change while reaping substantial economic benefits. However, it's not all roses and rainbows. The system needs to be carefully managed to ensure it doesn't morph into another extractive industry, leaving the land and its stewards worse off. So, carbon credit farming could be a game changer, but how exactly does it benefit African landowners? Let's find out in the next scene. Imagine striking gold, but instead of digging deep into the earth, you are nurturing it back to life. That's exactly what's happening with carbon credit farming. Picture this. It's the mid-19th century, the California gold rush is in full swing, and everyone's heading west to make their fortune. Now, swap out the gold for something more precious, more life-sustaining: carbon credits. You see, carbon credit farming is the new green gold rush, providing a lucrative opportunity to African landowners. But instead of pickaxes and gold pans, the tools of this trade are trees, plants, and sustainable land practices. By simply allowing their lands to act as carbon sinks, absorbing more carbon dioxide than they emit, landowners can earn carbon credits. These credits can then be sold to businesses and individuals looking to offset their own carbon footprints. But the real beauty of this green gold rush is that it's not just about the money. It's about healing the earth, one carbon credit at a time. It's about transforming barren lands into lush green pastures, not just for the sake of prosperity, but for the sake of future generations. And there's more. This isn't just a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a long-term investment in the land. By committing to sustainable land use practices, landowners are ensuring that their lands remain fertile and productive for years to come. They're building a legacy of environmental stewardship that will continue to pay dividends long after the initial rush has subsided. In a world where climate change threatens our very existence, carbon credit farming offers a beacon of hope. It's a win-win situation for everyone involved. Landowners earn a living while contributing to the fight against climate change. Businesses and individuals get to offset their carbon footprints, and the earth gets a much-needed breather. So, it seems like carbon credit farming is not just about getting rich quick, it's about investing in the future of the land. But wait, before you run off to plant your carbon credit farm, let's examine some potential pitfalls. Now, we aren't trying to rain on your green gold parade, but it's crucial to understand that, like any other venture, carbon credit farming comes with its own set of challenges and risks. It's not as simple as planting a tree and waiting for the carbon credits to roll in. There's a lot more to it, and it's essential to have an in-depth understanding of the process. First off, let's talk about the initial investment. Setting up a carbon credit farm requires a significant amount of capital up front. There's the cost of land, labor, and the trees themselves. And these trees aren't like your regular backyard shrubs. They are specific species that are recognized for their carbon sequestration capabilities, so you can't just plant any tree and expect to earn carbon credits. Secondly, there's the issue of time. Trees don't grow overnight. It takes years for them to mature and start effectively sequestering carbon. So, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term commitment that requires patience and persistence. And then there's the question of sustainability. It's not enough to just plant the trees. You have to ensure that they are well taken care of, which means regular maintenance and protection against threats like pests, diseases, and even wildfires. Sustainable practices are key to the success of a carbon credit farm. Lastly, there's the risk of market volatility. The value of carbon credits can fluctuate, and there's no guarantee that the current prices will remain stable in the long term, so there's a certain level of financial risk involved. So, it's not all sunshine and roses, but with the right approach, carbon credit farming could still be a viable route to prosperity. With knowledge, planning, and sustainable practices, you can navigate these challenges and potentially make a positive impact, not just on your wallet, but also on our planet. Now that we've dug into the nitty-gritty of carbon credit farming, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Think of the African continent as a vast canvas. and carbon credit farming as the brushstrokes that slowly but surely transform this canvas. It's not just about adding a dash of green here and a splash of sustainability there, it's about fundamentally reshaping the landscape of African land ownership. Imagine, if you will, a world where African landowners are not just custodians of their land, but also stewards of the environment. Carbon credit farming has the potential to shift power dynamics, placing the reins of environmental conservation into the hands of those who are most closely connected to the land. Remember, this isn't about a quick buck or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about sustainable land use that benefits not just the landowners but also the planet. By encouraging practices that absorb more carbon than they emit, carbon credit farming is painting a brighter future, where the African continent can be a major contributor to global carbon reduction efforts. But let's not get carried away. We have to acknowledge that carbon credit farming is not without its challenges. It requires a shift in mindset, investment in education, and the creation of robust regulatory frameworks. It's not going to be easy, but then again, nothing worth having ever is. So what does this all mean for African land ownership? Well, it means increased autonomy, a move towards sustainable practices, and an opportunity to be part of the global fight against climate change. It's about creating a legacy that future generations can be proud of. So, carbon credit farming might not be the magic bullet, but it's certainly a piece of the puzzle in creating a more sustainable and equitable future for African land ownership.